Okay, so we're back. Today I'm going to be talking about how great my life is, and everybody else's life is as well. You know, last night I had the pleasure of going to Akibara, Japan, and I got a tour of that little city. And someone took me around all these shops, and I got to see a lot of the cool stuff that I like from Japan. Also, after that, I was able to go to a lecture from Stanford on human behavior. So I sat through a whole lecture of that, and I also skipped to another lecture in MIT by a professor that was teaching physics. So I got to learn a little bit of physics as well. And as I did that also, I got to sit down with a couple of celebrities who told me a story about their daily life and their common struggles. So, how did I manage to do all this in one day? It's because I have a great life. What if you did not get this by now? If you did not get this by now, I did all that crap in the comfort of my own home, on my phone, on YouTube. I got to visit all these places, and I actually enjoyed my damn self. Because what once was impossible to do now is possible. So I'm saying I have a good life. I'm not like the richest person in the world. I'm not even rich. I don't even think I'm rich. I'm not rich. But I have a lot of things, and I have a lot of comforts, and my life is pretty good. Can my life be better? Yes, my life can be better. But what I've noticed is that you cannot, relationships taught me a lot of crap. Relationships taught me a lot about life. This is probably why you should be in a relationship, not because you think it's going to work out, but actually to learn from relationships, and to learn about life, and to learn about people. I've been to places that were beautiful with people that did not know how to enjoy themselves. And it didn't matter where we went. Whenever I dated this one girl, that I would take her to like the coolest places in the damn world, because I wanted to experience a lot of California. So I had a girlfriend, and I said, all right, let's go do some cool stuff, and let's go see how much fun we can have. And what I realized was that I was enjoying the crap out of myself, having a great time, and the person next to me, which was my girlfriend at the time, didn't seem to enjoy herself all that much. This is when I started to gain understanding that, you know what? It does not matter whether you are in a park or if you're in Disneyland. A person that enjoys themselves is going to have fun in a park, and a person that enjoys themselves, they're going to have fun in Disneyland. A person that cannot enjoy themselves or have fun will not have fun in a park, and will not have fun in Disneyland. Now this was an old girlfriend that I had a long ass time ago, when I had money and stuff to spend on people and on dates and stuff like that. And I also had a friend that was a girl, that got into a relationship also. And she would tell me, what's a good place to go on a date? And I would tell her, oh shit, like we live in Los Angeles. This is like the greatest one of the greatest states and counties in the US. And there's all kinds of things to do. And she said, well, tell me some of these things to do. And I was kind of curious, so I asked her, well, why are you asking me where to go on a date? Like, I'm not your boyfriend, and I pleasure myself. I pride myself in creating great experiences for whoever I'm dating. So a date is if a guy takes you on a date, some guys, they'll just take you to Starbucks or whatever. But I actually like to plan the date and say, you know what, I'm going to go to like the beach. And then from the beach, we're going to go to these shops. We're going to walk around a little bit. We're going to explore. Maybe we're going to have a little bit of activity. If we can rent like something on the water, we might do that. And then after that, we're going to get some dinner, and then we'll go to a bar, and then it's like I plan the whole date out. That's what I do when I go on a date. That's why I expect a lot in return from a date when I date somebody, because it's not like let's just go to the beach and see what happens. So this girl that was my friend said, oh, what's a good place to go on a date? And I said, well, there's a lot of places, but I was curious, why are you asking me this? Like, you're not even dating me. So it's almost insulting to ask me where's a good place to go, because it's almost like you want me to plan out a date for you and whoever you're dating, which was a guy. I told the girl, look, part of the fun of dating for a man is planning these dates. It's a part of being a man, right? So I guess she realized that she was dating a guy, and she would tell me, oh, well, he doesn't really know anywhere to go and stuff like that. And I said, well, that's the guy you're dating. Don't make me. I do not want to make your relationship better on the sidelines. Like, what am I getting out of your relationship? I'm not getting nothing. So why am I going to put effort into it? But when I'm dating a girl, I put effort into the dating. All right. So I don't know why I got off on that tangent, but what I told her one thing. Because she did tell me, well, we go to Six Flags all the time. It's like he bought me a year pass. I said, wow, this guy you've been dating for like a month, he already bought you a year pass? Like that's dedication right there, and that young. And she's like, yeah, but I'm kind of getting sick of Six Flags. So I want to know, like, where else can we go to date? And I told her this. I was dating the girl at that time, the one that was unappreciative, the one that couldn't enjoy herself. She enjoyed herself sometimes, but sometimes she couldn't enjoy herself. I didn't know what her problem was. Later on, I found out what her problem was, and then I felt guilty after. But for right now, while I was dating her, I was noticing that I would take her places and she couldn't enjoy herself all the time, but sometimes she would enjoy herself. So I told her, look, this is what I do when I first start with a girlfriend. This is my dating, my dating plans. When I meet someone for the first time and we date, I do not go on an elaborate date the first time. We usually go to the park. We go somewhere where I do not have to spend a lot of money, but we can spend a lot of time together. Like we'll go to a mall, we'll go to a food court, places that are simple and cheap, and I don't have to spend money. We could probably buy like a small drink, like a Starbucks or something like that. Depending on whoever you're dating, because some girls, they like to go to bars, they like to do this and that. But I'm not going to take a girl to a bar on the first date, because that's a lot of money that I do not want to spend, and I want to get to know a person sober. I do not want to get to know a person drunk. There's plenty of time along the line to figure that out later. At first, I want to get to know someone, see if there's chemistry, see if we're gonna have fun together, or see if there's another motive to this relationship. So I told her, look, just go to the park. Go to the park with your boyfriend, since you've only had like a month dating. Tell him, let's go to the park. Go to the park. And she's like, the park? And I said, yeah, if you and your boyfriend cannot have fun in a park, it doesn't matter if I tell you to go to Las Vegas, because he's not going to have fun in Las Vegas. A person that cannot enjoy themselves is not going to have fun anywhere. So this is why I told you yesterday I went to Akihabara, Japan, and someone gave me a tour of that small city. Plus I went to a lecture in Stanford on human behavior, and I also went to a lecture in MIT on physics, and I enjoyed myself. And I did all this in the comfort of my own home while I was watching YouTube. I really had a good damn time. I enjoyed and appreciated the videos that I was watching. So this is why I say our lives are great or good, because there's always people that say these stupid old sayings that people do not understand, like life is what you make it. At first, my whole life I heard that stupid slogan, life is what you make it, life is what you make it. What the hell does that even mean, like life is what you make it? I thought that meant like, oh, if you become like a plumber, life is like you becoming a plumber. But no, life is what you make it. If you make it terrible or sad and depressing, that's your life. But you do not have to live your life depressed. You can live your life happy, and you do not have to even go to therapy to be happy. You can be happy today. You could start seeing the good in your life and start adding up the good, and you'll realize, wow, I have so much good stuff. Number one, if you have the internet on your phone, if you have a phone, that's one good thing. If you have the phone, you have one good thing. If you have electricity in your house and it's free for you or it's cheap for you, that's another good thing that you can utilize. If you have a television, that's a good thing. If you have movies, that's a good thing. If you have a DVD player, that's a good thing. If you have a game console, that's a good thing. All these amazing technologies that we have a phone. If you have the internet on your phone, that opens the whole world to you up. So now you can interact with the whole world. Now, if you cannot have fun interacting with the whole world, then you really do have to stand back and think about what are you putting in your brain, right? What are you allowing to go in for your eyes to see and your ears to hear? I remember, well, actually, I don't know if all right. So there was this person, right? That every time I would talk to them, they would tell me, "Well, you know, there's gonna be a war, right? There's gonna be a war with Russia, and there's gonna be like a World War III and all this stuff. And did you hear what this guy said in North Korea? That they're gonna fight and they have nuclear weapons. And did you hear what they said about Iran? That's gonna blow up America and they want to kill Americans and all that stuff. They're gonna start another world war." And I'm saying, what the hell? At first, I was like, what the heck is this really happening? And I would search the news, and then I would start to see all these things about how Russia and Iraq and Iran and all these people were going to start a war, right? And then I quickly realized, you know what? What the hell? What the hell is going on here? I'm polluting my mind by watching all this damn news. News is not something that's going to make you happy in life. News only reports bad, shocking things. They do not report good things like, oh, 100 million people were born today. Or this man won the lottery. Or this person stayed faithful to his wife for 25 years. The news do not say things like that. The news does not say, oh, this guy donated $20 to this foundation, and 20,000 people donated $550,000 today. The news does not say that. The news only concentrates on negative things that shock and capture your attention fast. They say, well, there was a shooting today, and 2 people were shot. One was a little kid, and the other one was a grandma or an old lady. And then you're like, oh crap, that's horrible. And then the next day they say, oh well, two people were hit by a bus. And then you're like, oh god, that's horrible that 2 people were hit. And then the next day they say, oh, one man was burned inside a house. And you're like, oh god, how horrible that this man was burned in a house. And then the next day, it's like, oh, well, a freaking American soldier got shot in the line of duty today. And you're like, oh my god, I can't believe they killed an American soldier. Like, dude, don't you get it that you're just putting a bunch of negative news in your brain? I was watching a lot of the Black Lives Matter things on TikTok because I was new to TikTok, and I was looking at the app, right? And they were showing, oh, well, here's this, that. And they were showing, oh, there's a protest. And then I started to see divisions again. I started to see people dividing themselves from who supports Black Lives Matters and who supports non-Black Lives Matters. And then there was all these divisions and arguments with everybody. And then I was in the middle of it, and I was thinking, holy crap, why am I getting in the middle of this crap, and why am I freaking going crazy for this crap? And I was noticing that this TikTok was starting to become toxic, because not only was it compelling me to choose a side, I was getting riled up for nothing, thinking that all these cops are going to kill people and all this stuff. When I look outside my door, the cops ain't killing nobody. Yes, there's cops that kill people. And yes, there's black people that get discriminated on a daily basis, and it's horrible. But you know what? As selfish as this might sound, because you have to be selfish to be a little bit happy, that is their problem. And I'm not a racist person, and I'm not going to contribute to racism. But I'm also not going to take on the problem of someone else. If I could help them not become getting discriminated, I will do so. But you know what? As a Mexican, I get discriminated also. And I have to go through a lot of discrimination and ugly looks from people. One of the worst worst discriminations that I receive from people, and it kind of hurts me a lot throughout my life. It's only been a few times, but I would be at a grocery store, right? And there's like a kid. There's a kid having a good time, and I'm going to go get like soda or something. And as I'm passing by, the kid's like messing with something, and as I'm passing by, the mother would yell, like whatever the hell the kid's name, like Samantha or whatever, come over here. Like, come over here, Samantha. Like, as if I'm gonna abduct a child, right? So that's kind of the discrimination that I go through, and that shit like kind of really hurts me. That people would think just because of my appearance that I would look like a person that abducts children. So I did some research, and I said, well, do I look like a person that abducts children? And I looked online, and I looked up people that abduct children, and a lot of them are old white men. And I do not fit the description of an old white man. But if an old white man passes by a child, do people think that their child's going to be abducted? Who knows? I don't know. But I go through that discrimination too. So I was feeling a lot of compassion to the people in Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. And I still I see what they're getting at. But you know what? We all have our battles. And I will support them in ways that I can, but I will not break the law for people. And I would not go on someone's agenda. So what I started to do was I started to watch less and less TikTok because I got engulfed in it and it riled me up too much, and I started to see more racism. And then people were showing me videos of black people being racist towards Mexicans. So then I was getting split by all these other people, and it was just dividing the world more. So that thing was it revealed a lot of things, but it revealed too much dark stuff at the same time, where you had to step back and you say, you know what, that's too much dark stuff to see in life, and life is not that bad for me. Yes, people get deported, right? People get thrown in jail. People get killed by cops. In some way, we have a little bit of control over it, and some ways it's straight up racism and prejudice and all this other crap, which is like unjust and horrible. But at the same time, I cannot worry about other people. I have to worry about myself and my health and my sanity and my life. And if I step outside the door, it's a good day. But if I stick my face on TikTok and social media and I see a bunch of bad news, life is horrible, right? It's not my job to worry about other people. As selfish as that might sound, it will only make me hurt more. And hurting and worrying is not going to benefit me. Now, if there's a person, the only thing that I can do to help is not to discriminate against people's genders, religions, their sexuality, their beliefs. If you are a Muslim or a Hindu or Buddhist, the only thing that I can do is not discriminate against you, and not discriminate or treat people differently, whether they are black, white, Latino, Asian, whether they are in a good mood or in a bad mood. The only thing that I can do is that's the only thing I can do right now. I do not have the skill to go in front of a lobbyist or to go in front of the House or the Senate and change the laws. I don't know. I can't do that. The only thing I can do is do my part in not discriminating against people for their differences. And this includes racist white people. Even though I see that racist white people are bad and they discriminate and they kill and they murder, I have to also respect and understand their beliefs. Because if we discriminate against anyone, it's gonna ruin the whole freaking. It's like all for nothing because it will unravel. So you shouldn't discriminate against anybody for this, that, and then that, and that's all I can do about it. So what I'm saying is, stay off of social media, stop watching the news, because your life is actually pretty good. My life is pretty good. I have a business. That's a good thing. I make money every day in my business. That's a good thing. I have the internet, so I have an online store, and that's a good thing. I have electricity here in my business. I have AC in my business. I have a fan. I try not to use the AC because I'm cheap and I don't want to use that much electricity, but I have all kinds of luxuries. I have a laptop. I have this chair. If you start to see the good in what you have and you really start to appreciate everything good that you have and really do enjoy yourself, enjoy your surroundings, if you see all that background, I made all that crap except for the hat and these electronics and the chairs, but like I decorated everything and it was all done by my hands, so I'm pretty proud of it and I enjoy it. And if I didn't enjoy it, I would knock it down and I would change it until I enjoyed it. So the key to a good life really is to enjoy yourself wherever you are, whatever your circumstances are, and whatever you have. Enjoy what you have and create. A lot of the times they do not tell you to create. But let's say you're homeless. Let's say you're a homeless person and you do not have money for food or you don't have a job. Well, you have 16 hours in the day when you're awake. What are you doing with those 16 hours, right? Like, you can start digging the dirt. Put a little bit of water on the dirt. Start molding things out of the damn dirt, and that's clay. You can make clay things, right? And if you say, well, I'm not homeless, but I have like paper and I have all I have is paper and glue and all that stuff and maybe a little bit of cheap paint. I don't know how to draw, I don't know how to sculpt. This is one of the reasons why I like Japan a lot. If you give a Japanese person, well, not any Japanese person, but a skilled Japanese person that deals with paper, if you give them a piece of paper, they will give you a masterpiece. And to give you an example, I have something that is made of paper that is from Japan that I treasure. This little doll is made of paper. Even though it's a hard doll, this thing is completely made of paper and it was painted. It's one of my prized pieces to remind me that if I just had paper, I could make this. They made this out of paper. So if you have a sheet of paper, or if you have dirt or rocks or grass, you could make things out of them. You could get flowers. You could mash them up and you will have paints. All this is natural paint. This is actually something to remind me every day that look what a person from Japan can do with just paper. If you do not believe me, watch. Let me see if I could zoom in on this right here. Oh, I probably can't. But it's made of paper. You're just gonna have to take my word for it, man. See? It's paper. It's just places where the paint rubbed off and you can see the paper. If they can do that with paper, you can create beautiful things with clay. In New Mexico, the Indians, the Native Americans, I've been to a shop that was a Native American shop, like a gift shop. It had some of the most beautiful ceramic that I have ever seen. And what is ceramic? Ceramic is just clay. But they would mold the ceramic into a beautiful form. They would fire it a certain way so that a certain color would come out of it. And they would carve the ceramic and then paint over the carving of the ceramic. And it looked like it took a long time. But they basically made this beautiful large vessels, clay pots that were so beautiful. And what did they make them out of? Basically, they made them out of dirt, right? So don't tell me that you do not have anything, because even if you have dirt, nothing is stopping you from creating beautiful masterpieces of clay or whatever the hell you want to do. But you can create beautiful things, and if you get good at it, you can sell them. And if you get successful at selling them, then you'll have money, and then you could buy stuff with your money that other people have, right? I have a lot of oil paintings in my house because art is art is something that I collect. That little thing is art to me. I like handmade art. I don't really like machine-made art, even though some machine-made art is cool and good. But I appreciate more handmade art. And I have a lot of handmade oil paintings from Japan, from Italy, from Rome, from all over the damn world. Whenever I find an oil painting that is very beautiful and very skilled, I can tell that they worked long on it. Whether it's a sculpture, a piece of ceramic, what have you, whatever they do, and it's made by hand, I can appreciate it and I collect it. And I enjoy it when I see it. So, it is true, life is what you make it. You can choose to be depressed and watch the news and wait for wars and wait for the world to end. Or you can start living your life, enjoying yourself, talking to people, and not caring if they make fun of you or they tell you to go away or they ignore you. You can just start random conversations with people and see if they talk to you. If they don't talk to you, that's it. You gotta really feel the situation. But what I'm basically trying to say is that, you know what? Start to also that other saying that I learned was count your blessings, right? I always thought that was like, because people used it as a bad thing. They would say, well, count your blessings, like as if they're gonna run out, right? But I know counting your blessings is like saying counting your things that are good in your life. You're alive. That's the one good thing. You are alive. Some people have their parents alive. That's another good thing. You can talk to your parents. Sometimes, like, I know like sometimes I do not want to talk to my parents, but when weeks go by or days go by, I start to think, oh, you know what? I'm going to talk to my damn parents. I'm going to spend time with them. I'm going to spend an extra 20, 30 minutes talking to my parents about what they're doing and stuff like that. Because they're here now, and I want to enjoy them now. And I do not want to have any regrets. So, talk to your parents. That is one of the greatest things. Talk to your siblings. Talk to your cousins. They're there to talk to you, man. Talk to your coworkers. Even if you never talk to your coworkers, say you're working, let's say you're a person working in a job for 3-4 years, and you're the weird guy that never talks to anybody. Just start going up to a coworker and say, hey, like, what are you doing there? Just start being curious. Start talking to them. And then that's how you start conversations, being curious. Oh, what are you doing there? It's like, oh, that looks fun. Just be positive. Don't be negative. Don't say, oh, that sucks. Oh, that looks like hard work. That's negative. Talk positively. Like, say, oh, that looks like fun. Oh, that looks cool. Oh, I would really like to do that. Stuff like that. That's how you talk positively. There's two ways to talk. Positively or negatively. People enjoy and respond better to positive speaking. And it all also depends on your mind, man. Like, let's say you eat something that you don't like, right? Instead of saying, oh, I don't like this, just say, wow, that's different. I am not used to that flavor. Maybe if I eat this a little bit more, maybe I'll like it later on. Maybe I'll grow to love it. See, that's a way to think positively. And it's a good way to get you out of a rut and stop thinking badly about yourself. Let's say you're single, right? Don't say that you're single and alone. That's negative. Say you're free to date whoever you want. That is a positive thing. Say, are you single? No, I'm not single. I'm free. I'm free to date whoever I want. Whoever's willing to date me. That's it. That's how you say positive things. And let's say, because I'm fat, and I say, oh, you're fat. No, I'm not fat. Yes, I have extra fat in my body, but I'm not all fat. I'm bone, muscle, and I am also organs and a lot of water. And I have some fat in me. That's more than the average person. Or you could say I'm chubby, or I'm just well proportioned. I don't know. But you could see it in a positive way instead of seeing it in the negative way. See, it all depends on your mindset, right? So I'm basically telling you, your life is good. My life is good. I'm staying away from social media that's toxic. If I see something that's telling me bad news or warnings, I skip that shit. I skip it like the plague. If someone is gonna make me jealous because they bought 3 Lambos and they're 12 or 13, I'm gonna skip that. I do not want to know that a person bought a Lamborghini, because that's gonna make me jealous and it's gonna make me want to have their life. But no, I'm gonna skip that crap. If someone just got married, I'm gonna skip that crap too. Whatever's gonna make you miserable and distract you, just skip it. Don't be on social media. Do something with your life. Alright, so that should be enough for this topic today. I went kind of on a rant here. It was not meant to be a rant, but I'm speaking up a little bit so that the mic can hear me. And it almost sounds like a rant, but actually this is me kind of yelling, because if I do not yell, my voice is very low. So hopefully you learned something in this vlog. I try to give as much information that I can on my life experiences and my mental clarity and all that stuff. Things that I've benefited from, I would like to share to the whole world to see if it helps you out, or if you can learn something from it, or maybe it's just a bunch of nonsense. You don't really have to take what I say serious. It's really up to you what you put inside your brain, inside your body. If you do not agree, if you're looking for something to verify what you're feeling, that's on you. But this information is out there for anybody to benefit from. Whether you want to understand my life a little bit more, or how I see the world and how I'm living my life, I don't care if I go homeless, I'm still gonna have a good life because I'm gonna enjoy myself. So hopefully you can see that your life is pretty damn good, and if you walk outside the door, you see a beautiful sky, unless you live somewhere where the weather's horrible, or it probably just different. You can learn to enjoy the different weather. So that's enough for now. Just keep looking out for my videos. If you like the video, please like it and subscribe if you haven't. I'm gonna be trying to do this daily, and maybe one day I'll show you a tour of my shop. And I'll see you later.